you were trying to get the ball inside the 20? I mean, is it motivating you think?
I mean, I definitely remember back in freshman year just working on it and everything, and I'd like to think that since freshman year we've gotten better at it, and you know it's a lot more of a team effort than just me. Honestly, you know, you got to have good gunners getting down there, you know, the frontline guys doing their job. But I think that yeah, I definitely think that we have improved since freshman year. So.
What's the key for you to do that consistently?
Just working on it in practice, working on the side, making sure that I can keep the same drop every time, have good steps and everything, and make sure I can just get a clean hit on the ball, and that's something that we work on.
Coach said that about 75% of your punts during your career have been down inside the 20. Is that right? I mean, do you know roughly about what it is?
If Coach is saying that,
okay.
I like to think that that's
okay.
right, so I'll say yes, I'll go with what he's saying.
All right.
Jake, how much of focus goes into a moment like that, a big game? I know that punters and kickers are all supposed to treat them all the same, but there's got to be a reality to having a game like that. Is there something to learning how to perform in those kind of environments?
You know, I don't know if there's necessarily something to figure out how to play in those environments. You know, we have really tough and grueling practices, and one of the things that we try to harp ourselves on is that practice is going to be harder than the game. And I think that with the way that, you know, Coach Smart does practice, it really does help prepare you to play in any kind of game.
What's your past experiences? Does that help you? You've been in a lot of big moments over your career.
Absolutely. I think that you know, just playing in a lot of big games. You know, I've been fortunate enough to play since I was a freshman, and we played in a lot of big games my freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. And I think that, you know, being able to play in those big games, it definitely helps prepare you so that the next one is just a little bit easier and it's a little bit more fun.
Did you know, Kirby talked about that 50 whatever yard, 5-second hanger. I mean, did it feel as sweet coming off your foot as it looked at the stadium?
Yeah, you know, when you hit a good ball, a lot of times, you know, you hit a good ball, and that was kind of one that, you know, I hit it and it felt pretty good to me, and you know, the result ended up being really good. So I was happy.
Is that an all-time great in the Jake Camarda book of great punts? Is that one right up there?
You know, I don't know if I necessarily have favorite punts or top punts. I kind of look back at it as, you know, we were able to go out there and make a difference, and as long as we're making a difference and making it easier for our defense, that's all I can ask for. You know, I would say that, yeah, you know, we played a really, really good team in Clemson. Clemson's got a really good team. And for us to be able to come out with that win, you know, it shows that we got a really good team too, and that's awesome. But you know, we got a good opponent this week in UAB, and no matter what happens, I mean, we got to go out there and we got to play well. So I think that, you know, I guess with our team, with I guess that kind of like the de-recruit attitude kind of there, you know, our team's got to go out there and we just got to take this game like it's the next game up, and that's what we're gonna do.
What's it like to have Aaron Smith chasing in inside?
You know, both our gunners they're awesome. Having Arian out there and Speed out there, it's great. You know, we're blessed to have two really great gunners. You know, Arian is I mean, to say the least, he's a pretty fast guy. You know, he flies out there, and it's awesome to have him out there. You know, Arian's a great player, and you know, I look forward to seeing, you know, what else he can do the rest of this year.
About what that win meant for the team, Jake. We talked earlier, you've been a part of so many great wins for Georgia. Where does that one rank, or how do you put that one in perspective?
You know, that game definitely ranks. It definitely ranks pretty high. You know, anytime you're able to go in and play a top tier team, yeah, it's obviously going to be one you remember, and it was a great win, but you know, again, we can't sit back and think about that game too much. You know, we got to move on to this next game against UAB, who's got a really talented team, and you know, we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we can come out and play really well against them.
What is it about the team maturity, Jake, think that will, looking past the team will not be a problem this season.
You're saying, can you repeat that one?
Yeah, what about this team maturity that lets you know that, hey, this is not going to happen as far as overlooking the play?
Yeah, I think that this team's maturity is great. I think that we have a lot of really good senior leadership on this team, but it's not even just the seniors. We have great seniors, great juniors, great sophomores, and great freshmen. And I think that this team, throughout its ranks, is growing up really fast. And there's something to be said for that, and that's really cool to see, and it's really cool to be around. So I think that our team's maturity is good, and I think that we'll be able to move on pretty well.
Jake, that game Saturday night was kind of old school. Field position played a big part in it. Was that as good of a game as you've been a part of in terms of how you fit in and what your job was and what you needed to do and being able to execute it?
It was definitely a defensive battle. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You got a low-scoring game, a 10-3 game. It's a defensive battle, and to be able to go out there and hopefully try and help contribute for that team. That's what we love to do. So we're just trying to go out there and help contribute.
What was the locker room like? Obviously, we're not allowed to be in there after Saturday's win.
I'd like to say the locker room was pretty excited. I think we all everybody likes winning, and with that being a big game, the locker room was super excited. So yeah, I'd say it was exciting.
What is a win like that? I understand you guys have to win every game, usually the same, whatever. But Clemson obviously was they're a great country, they're a great team in the country. You guys are facing UAB again. Not disrespecting UAB, but a win like that, what does that mean to you guys?
A win like that, it's great. I think the biggest takeaway we can have from that game is the fact that we came out there, we learned a little bit more about ourselves. We found out, we have some areas that we need to improve on, which everybody does. But we found some areas that we need to improve on. We didn't do everything perfect, and that win is good because it shows us what we need to do and what we need to do better. And it's always great to start 1-0, and that really is going to help us out just moving on forward. Confidence, I think it helps our confidence for sure. I think anytime you win a game, it helps our confidence. I think that winning games, you see such a positive trend. Say we lose a game, there's a lot more negativity around. Not necessarily guys on the team, but just in the air, there's negativity because we lost a game and something didn't go right. So you win a game, you have a lot of confidence. I think even if we would have lost that game, I still think we have a lot of confidence going forward through the rest of the season because we just got such a tight brotherhood on this team. Everybody's playing for each other, so I feel like we feel good.
How do you feel about being back in San Stadium and playing before it's supposed to be a sold-out crowd?
Playing in Sanford Stadium is awesome. I've actually been talking about this with a lot of guys because some people would view a UAB game as maybe not the biggest game. We certainly don't view it like that, I'll tell you that. But the fact that we're going to be back in Sanford, we're going to have a full crowd for the first time since, I don't even remember the last team that we played in Sanford with a full crowd. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be electric. Everybody's going to be going crazy. We have the best fans in the world. And it's just going to be really cool, and we're really excited to be able to get back out there and be in front of all those fans.
Jake, you were money on most of your punts the other night, but what are some things that you can improve on in this UAB game?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much to improve on. Just continuing to focus on consistency, continuing to work towards having a consistent drop, consistent steps, making sure that we're hitting certain spots on the field. There's always going to be something to improve on. You're never going to have a game where you're perfect and you look back at it and you say, there's nothing I'd want to change.
I would tell you get that for 2 more with Jay.
How would you rate your performance the other night?
I would rate my performance as it was I guess you could say a good game. I don't necessarily like to rate my performance as like an individual kind of thing. I like to look at it as a team thing. We did some really good things on teams, and we have some things on teams that we need to clean up. And I think as a unit we did some really good stuff. So that was really good to see.
Jake, we've heard a lot about a lot of players use the term brotherhood. I guess how special is the camaraderie of this team, and how does it rank compared to years previous?
You know, the camaraderie on this team it's awesome. You know, I love being a part of this team. I've loved being a part of every single team here. I mean, the guys I played with my freshman year, the guys I played with my sophomore year, my junior year, I mean, I still stay in touch with those guys. I talk to those guys, and I love those guys. This year, you know, I don't want to say that it's super different than past years because, you know, every single year is different and every single team is different. You know, you got different fields, you got different leaders and everything. So my first year, we had great camaraderie. Second year, great. Third year, great. And this year, we had great camaraderie too. I think this team is really close to each other. You know, I think everybody's out there is not just playing for themselves, they're playing for each other. And I think that's something that's super important. And it's something special to be a part of for sure.
AJ?